For the next 10 days, I'll be traveling around Uzbekistan. I damn near shed a tear when I came in here. This place is indescribable. Uzbekistan is a country where ancient Silk Road history meets breathtaking landscapes, rich culture, and warm hospitality. From the dazzling blue domes of Samarkand to the bustling streets of Tashkent, this often overlooked country is a hidden gem waiting to be explored. In the first part of this two-part series, I'll be starting in the capital of Tashkent and then traveling to the ancient Silk Road capital of Samarkand, and finally sleeping out under the stars in a traditional yurt camp. Come along with me as I wander through centuries-old cities, dive into mouth-watering local flavors, and experience all this country has to offer. Good afternoon and welcome to Tashkent. So my flight got in at like 2 a.m. last night, so it's been a bit of a late start for me here today, but I really only have today and a bit of tomorrow to actually explore Tashkent before my tour starts with G Adventures and we go around the rest of the country. So I figured I'd better get up, get moving. And I've decided to start my day with a bit of lunch. I've come to Besh Qozon, also known as the Central Asian Pilaf Center. So pilaf or plav is a rice and meat-based dish. It's the national dish of Uzbekistan, very popular in Central Asia, and they make it in these absolutely massive vats. I'm really excited to try it. This place is absolutely rammed, so I'm expecting this to be pretty good. They really pump this stuff out. I literally ordered like 5 minutes ago and it's already here, and it looks phenomenal. I can't wait to dig into this. It's really good. It's got like raisins and chickpeas, and there's also like sweet and savory. It's a very good mix of flavors. All right, well, I'm absolutely stuffed after that plov. I couldn't even finish it. It really like sticks to your bones. It's very rich. All in all, it cost me 67,000 som, which is about 4 pounds. So I'm not too upset about not finishing it. Combine that with the taxi ride that cost me 22,000 som, or about a pound, and yeah, I'm doing pretty good on the budget so far today. But Tashkent's a pretty big, spread out city. It's not the most walkable, but thankfully the metro is actually kind of a highlight in its own right. So I'm gonna go head to the metro now and do a little bit of exploring because some of the stations are just absolutely gorgeous. The metro system was built during the Soviet period and is considered by some to be the most beautiful metro system in the world. Almost all of the stations have ornate designs based on specific themes. Some of the highlights include Kosmonavtlar, which celebrates the Soviet Union's space program, Alisher Navoy, which features Persian-style mosaics and elegant domes, and Paktakor, which celebrates Uzbekistan's #1 export of cotton. Up until 2018, it was actually illegal to take photos or videos inside the stations, as they also served a dual purpose as nuclear shelters and were considered military installations. Thankfully, that law was repealed, and today locals and tourists alike can take as many photos as they wish of these beautiful works of art. So I've taken a bit of a break from riding around the metro, and I have come to basically the heart of Tashkent, Amir Temur Square. It was a bit of a suicide mission to get here because you have to cross this massive like 8-lane road, but there's no light. It's just a crosswalk, so you kind of have to just send it. Hope you don't get hit by a car. Made it in one piece, so hopefully I can make it back as well. But sitting at the heart of this square is the statue of Amir Temur, who is the national hero of Uzbekistan. Also known as Tamerlane, Amir Temur was one of history's greatest, but perhaps least known conquerors, and his legacy is deeply embedded within Uzbek culture. His Timurid Empire stretched all the way from modern-day Turkey to India and included parts of Russia. He suffered an injury in his early life which left him with a permanent limp, earning him the nickname Timur the Lame or Tamerlane. So behind Tamerlane's shoulder, you might have noticed the Hotel Uzbekistan and all of its Soviet architectural glory. I'm actually going to stay there for my final night here in Uzbekistan. It just kind of felt like a novelty and something I kind of had to do as a bit of a Soviet history nerd. So you'll have to stick around for the next part of the video if you want to see that room tour. Good morning on another bright and sunny day here in Tashkent. I've still got a bit of time before I meet up with my group this afternoon, so I'm going to do a little bit more exploring of the city. My first stop's gonna be the Chorsu Bazaar, which is actually just like 5 minutes behind the hotel I've been staying at. So the Chorsu Bazaar has been here since the time of the Silk Road. It's Tashkent's oldest and most historic market. And Chorsu actually means crossroads, so it's been a hub of trade for hundreds of years. Within the large dome-shaped structure, you'll find hundreds of stalls selling everything from fresh fruits and vegetables to spices and handicrafts and textiles. The market is a hive of activity, with vendors shouting over each other to draw in their next customer. It's a great view into the daily life of the city that hasn't changed much in hundreds of years. It's also a great place to sample some of the local flavors and practice your haggling skills. All right, well, I just finished up at the bazaar. It was a bit chaotic, as bazaars typically are, but kind of an organized chaos. And got myself a few things, got 100 grams of pistachios, got myself some fresh pomegranate juice. It took me a lot longer to get out of there than I care to admit. It is a bazaar, so it's kind of maze-like, a little bit confusing. There's a metro station there, but I kind of wandered around aimlessly for probably like 45 minutes to an hour just trying to find it. Eventually did, but now I'm going to head up to check out the Hazrati Imam complex. This place is really impressive. It actually is still a functioning mosque. I actually happened to come here during one of the prayers, so wasn't actually sure if I could come in at first, but if you kind of walk around the main mosque, you kind of get into this courtyard, and it is just unbelievable. The blue dome tiles, the architecture, the tile work. It's just got me so excited for the rest of this trip to see Samarkand, Bukhara, these historical, beautiful cities. As much as I've enjoyed my time in Tashkent, it is a very modern city, and so it's lost a lot of that sort of Silk Road charm, so this has me really excited for the rest of this trip. I could probably honestly spend all day here just admiring the beautiful architecture, but I know there's a lot more of it that I'm going to see on this trip, and I've got to also make my way to the new hotel because I'm going to meet my tour group pretty soon. That evening, we enjoyed a brief orientation and group dinner before the start of our tour the next day. Morning again from Uzbekistan. It's our first day of the tour officially, so last night we just had a bit of an orientation, group dinner, which was nice. But today we are heading off to our first destination, which is Samarkand, a city that I have been dying to see for years now. The Registan Square has been very high on my bucket list, so I can't wait to see it. And we're actually going to be taking the train to get to Samarkand. So Uzbekistan actually has a pretty decent rail network. The trains are half decent and should be about a 3-hour ride to Samarkand, so sit back and relax. All right, well, it's been a very long day of travel, but we have made it to our first stop here, which is the Gur-e-Amir. So we're just gonna get our tickets and go in and have a look around. Beneath the golden dome of Gur-e-Amir, or Tomb of the King, lies Amir Temur, the great conqueror and architect of Samarkand. The architecture is as imposing as the man it honors. Its ribbed turquoise dome, intricate tile mosaics, and golden interior reflect the power and prestige of the Timurid dynasty, and sitting at its center is the dark jade tombstone of Temur himself, surrounded by his descendants. It's hard to believe this is only the first stop. I'm like already just so blown away. I literally like could have shed a tear inside the mausoleum. It is just so stunning, and haven't even seen the Registan yet, which is like the thing I've been the most excited for, so this is just really amping it up for me. All right, we have come to the next stop, which is the Shah-i-Zinda complex. So it's effectively a street of mausoleums and tombs, beautifully, intricately decorated. It's a bit crazy here at the moment, but it is, once again, just so stunning. The architecture here is unlike anything I've ever seen, especially the blue tiling. It just really pops, especially against kind of the brown backdrops that you have here in Uzbekistan. It is just, I can't keep saying it enough. It's just marvelous. All right, well, the sun is set, but we have finally come to our final stop today for the guided portion of the tour, and we are at the Bibi Mosque. This place is absolutely massive. The archways, I don't know, a couple 100 feet tall. Like, it's just insane that they built this back in like the 15th century. We're gonna have a quick wander around and then head for some dinner. Good morning. It is the second and final day here for us in Samarkand, and this morning we have come to the Registan Square. So got a bit of a preview of it last night, all lit up, but nothing compares to it in the daytime. It is absolutely stunning, and I think the craziest part is that there was basically no line to get in. I'm standing in the middle of the square and like there's people, but there is plenty of room to move around. Like, I just picture this anywhere else and this would just be heaving with tourists. So one of the beauties of coming to Uzbekistan now, while it's still kind of being discovered, I guess, so to speak, is you basically get these places, it feels like all that yourself. Sitting at the heart of Samarkand, the Registan Square is a masterpiece of Islamic architecture and one of the most breathtaking squares in the world. For centuries, this was the center of power, learning, and culture in the Timurid Empire, where scholars, poets, and merchants from across the Silk Road gathered. The Registan is framed by 3 magnificent madrasas. Built between the 15th and 17th centuries, each madrasa is adorned with intricate mosaics, towering minarets, and the iconic shimmering blue domes. This square has witnessed celebrations, royal decrees, and the passing of countless travelers along the Silk Road. By day, its intricate tilework shines under the sun, and by night, its illuminated domes create an unforgettable sight. After spending the morning at the Registan, we had the afternoon free to explore. A few of us decided to visit the Afr Sayab Museum, which houses numerous artifacts from Uzbekistan's pre-Islamic age. In the evening, the group attended an artistic dance performance at the recommendation of our guide Marifat, which explored the history of Uzbekistan through song and dance. It was certainly one of the more unique history lessons I've ever had, and definitely an experience I won't forget anytime soon. Well, just finished up at the cultural show, and that was actually such a cool experience. Our guide Marifat highly recommended it, and I could see why. It was such a neat way to learn about Uzbek history through a very different medium. But now I've come back to the Registan Square. They are supposed to do a light show every day between 8 and 9 p.m. So I'm really excited to see how that looks, because I mean, the Registan itself is already beautiful. So then you add in like a fancy light show, it should be pretty great. So I'm gonna watch that and chill here for the rest of the night. In the morning, it was time to say goodbye to Samarkand as we journeyed into the vast Uzbek heartland, where we would be staying overnight in yurts. We experienced plenty of Uzbek hospitality on this journey, having lunch in a local family home, before arriving to a small village where we learned how traditional Uzbek bread is made, which drew in seemingly the entire village to say hello. After a long day of driving, we arrived at camp, and after getting settled into our yurts, a few of us tried our hand at folding some traditional Uzbek dumplings before tucking into another amazing home-cooked meal. I can safely say Uzbeks are the most hospitable people I've ever met, who are so proud of their country and want to share it with anyone who visits. All right, well, we just wrapped up a fantastic homemade dinner, and now we have come to sit by the fire, and we're going to enjoy a live Kazakh throat singing performance. Thank you so much for coming along on the first part of this journey through Uzbekistan. It's been an incredible experience so far. Please be sure to stick around for the second part of this video as I continue my journey along the Silk Road to Bukhara and Khiva, and now enjoy the show. Stunning, beautiful, amazing. I'm just running out of adjectives at this point. My journey along the Silk Road continues as we party with the locals in the ancient trading hub of Bukhara before journeying through the desert to the walled city of Khiva. And I enjoy some Soviet-era luxury back in Tashkent. It's all coming up next.